Well, hello, my loves. It's me, Jazzy Mac, and today the Starbucks work from home, no phones opportunity is back. You all know Starbucks. We all love it. And I just wanted to bring this opportunity to you guys because someone else saw my previous Starbucks video and she shared a lot of great news. So this was from Afro Crowley, who said, "Hello, everyone in Jazzy. I applied for the service desk analyst position for Starbucks. I got the job about 3 weeks ago. And again, thank you, Jazzy, for providing the tips on applying for the jobs you have given us." And as we read on, we see that the rate that they paid her was $32 per hour. Yes, they provided the equipment. Yes, they trained her. And yes, she is fully remote. So that opportunity has come back around. I will definitely show you all how to navigate to that opportunity. But first, for those of you that wanted to do something that was a little bit more flexible, some people were saying that they wanted to do something that was overnight. I have the perfect opportunity for you as well. But if you don't have much experience, what I'd love for you all to do is take a look at this opportunity, which is going to be for none other than Lululemon. Now, if you've never heard of Lululemon, they are basically they're like an apparel company, right? So you've probably seen this logo before. They sell like these really high end, like, leggings and workout clothes and things of that nature. It's a really cool company. You probably also heard Chris Rock talking about it in his comedy special, but they are hiring. So a lot of you have said, "Well, Jazzy, I don't have a whole bunch of experience. What can I do that's kind of like low stress, low level?" They are hiring from everything from call center support, chat support, email support. So if you don't really want to be on the phones, I would highly, highly, highly encourage you to speak with the recruiter to say, "Hey, I want to be more on the live chat side, or I want to do more of the email support side, or I want to do the text message support side." I know people have kids and things of that nature. So you're like, I got to do something that's flexible. So the pay is really, really good. Now, for this to be a support center position, they pay up to $26 per hour. Okay. So this is great because they have full-time roles and then they've also got part-time roles available as well. So you have the option of working either. And what they're saying for your qualifications is they want you to have a year of customer service experience and then be able to do 2.5 weeks of full-time training. And of course, if you choose to do part-time, that's totally up to you afterwards. But yeah, this is a great opportunity. So that link is down below. Now, listen, we're totally going to get into the Starbucks interview questions. But I do want to tell you about these roles first because you need to be prepared for the role and you need to know what type of questions they're going to ask you. Because if you don't pass these questions, then obviously you wouldn't get the job. So what Starbucks has available, their no phones role, if you come over here to their career website, it's going to be a couple of different roles. So the first one that I wanted to show you is the service desk analyst role. And here is the job number for all the people that are like, I can't find it. And I'm like, it's there. So this job just got posted. And the pay range is going to be up to $80,000 annually, which is about $40 per hour. We saw the previous person, they started her off at about $32 or $33 per hour. So the hours are going to go from 7:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Now, if you cannot do an overnight shift, no worries. We've got another position here that is going to be for a day shift. Now, this position is a business systems analyst position. Here's the job number, and it pays up to $106,000 annually. So anywhere from $63K to $106K. Okay. So let's talk about these jobs. What would you do as a service desk analyst? So it says you're going to provide technical assistance and support for incoming queries related to computer systems, software, and hardware. So what that is going to kind of break down to is you're probably going to be working a ticketing system, working tickets, And these could be tickets related to someone saying, hey, I'm calling from the local Starbucks store. Our computer system shut down. Could you give us a reboot? Can you do a remote or manual reboot of our system so that we can get that back up and running? So you would do those troubleshooting steps with them, and anything else that's related to answering their questions or helping them get back to some sort of resolution to make sure that business runs smoothly. So your basic qualifications are going to be experience in a call center environment, and using a ticketing system or any type of POS system. That's a fancy way of saying a cash register. So if you've worked at McDonald's, you've worked at Burger King, you've used POS systems before. Okay, so those are the hours. Again, it's a very high paying role. This can go up into the $80,000 range, $40 an hour range. So yes, it is fully remote. So I just wanted to quickly, before we do the Starbucks interview questions, I had to do my shout outs because I'm proud of you all. So the Raspberry Experience said, hey, Jazzy, I got the job with Enterprise for the account fleet coordinator. Thank you for letting us know about this position and sharing your knowledge about perfecting our resumes. And that person said it was kind of like a good luck charm. Their daughter was, because they started on March 20th. So proud of you, Raspberry Experience. And then Clay Delena said, I got the Delta Elite job. Thank you so much for this. That was the remote work from home, customer service job. So that was the one that we talked about previously. If you haven't watched that video, you can check it out. I'm not sure if they're still hiring, but congratulations to you, Clay. And then Shamika said, hey, just wanted to let you know, or just wanted to say thank you. I was hired at Apple for the work from home job. It's my 4th day of orientation, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you so much. Then, of course, Jazz got hired for the Amazon role that started February 13th, and that was for the customer support work from home position with Amazon. And then Jay said, hey, Jazzy, I got hired at Comcast for the inbound sales role. When I tell you, salespeople make crazy, amazing commissions. I've literally seen people make 6 figures in commission alone, in addition to their base salary. So congratulations to all you wonderful people. Now, when we talk about these interview questions, they're going to be similar for these roles. This is a service desk role. It is probably more like a tier 1 support role, but it isn't a phones role per se. It's more of like a ticketing, help desk role. And then this one, the business systems analyst role, it's a similar role, but you might be asked to do, queue monitoring or issue resolution, but you're going to also probably, work with other business teams to provide end user support. You might do a little bit of project management. It says you're going to be a support analyst, solving problems for users of our market planning and real estate systems throughout the world. So no, you're not selling real estate. No, that's not what you're going to do. You're supporting the system. Okay. Your technical support is what this means. So if you've got end user support experience, you've ever done anything with enterprise systems, project management, this is going to be a great role for you. So let's talk about the interview questions. A lot of people get tripped up on these types of questions, and honestly, they're not that hard. Because here's the thing. If you rehearse what you're going to say in an interview, you're going to do great. So here's what you can here's a flow that you can use when they ask you the question, tell me about yourself, or, they're going to always ask you that. So you can state your name plus a general fact, which could be your job title, where you work, or a relevant degree as it relates to the job. So you could say, hi, my name is Jazzy. I currently work as a tech analyst for AT&T. And then you'll get into what you did previously. And you could say, for the past 5 years, I used to work for a different call center with Verizon Wireless. And what I ultimately did was I started out as a level 1 support agent. And because I just really loved helping customers and helping my teammates, I was promoted to a trainer. And from there, I became a team lead, decided to kind of shift into a different sort of atmosphere. So I took on the job where I currently am at, AT&T. And then you'll go into what you love. So you can say, I really love helping people. I love talking to people. And, I love technology, which is why I was super excited to apply for this service desk analyst role. It seems like an opportunity that has a lot of growth opportunities, and something that currently aligns with, what I've been doing for the past 5 years. So I am really, really excited to learn more about this role. And that's how you end it, right? So you didn't tell them your life story, and you told them very relevant details. And that is how you want to answer, tell me about yourself. This is called the 80-20 rule, okay? And I'll go more into that in a different video. Now, they may ask you, what do you know or love about Starbucks? And one of the things that you want to make sure that you highlight is something about the actual product. So you can say, I really love the loyalty rewards. I am a frequent Starbucks, customer. My husband often teases me and says that I should own stock in the company because of how much money I give it. So you can point out something like that. And then you may also add in little fun facts about how you know that Starbucks was founded in Seattle back in 1971. You're familiar with the mission statement, which they actually have a really cool mission statement. It's to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. You can say, hey, I also heard that you guys are big on ethical sourcing, fairly treating your employees, making sure that they have fair pay. That's something that's really amazing to me. And I just heard the recent exciting news about you all bringing in a new CEO, Laxman Narasimhan. And I think it sounds like the company is going through a lot of exciting changes right now, right? Pretty cool, pretty easy. So when they say, why do you want to work at Starbucks? One of the things that you can say is, well, you guys obviously have the best beverages ever. And my favorite beverage is the caramel macchiato. Oh my goodness, I love it. So to work for a company where I get those types of beverages from is just really exciting. And then you say, but no, seriously, I've heard so many good things about how you all treat your employees. I've heard that you have taken your employees literally from being a barista to working in the boardroom. Like seriously, that sort of thing is so inspirational to me. And it obviously says a lot about the company's values. It's, just the leadership. And that's something that excites me. So that is ultimately one of the biggest reasons why I want to work for Starbucks. Easy peasy. So the next question they will probably ask you are, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Well, for me, I would say that my strengths are, I am a master communicator. I can talk to people and get things done with people that don't like to talk, or people that have, historically just not been big on communicating. One of my other traits is I am also the person that motivates my teammates. Because I've been a previous trainer, I know how to motivate people, and, I know how to learn people's working styles and their learning styles to really pull out the best in them. And my third strength is that I am a constant learner. I am always a student, whether it is trying a new ticketing system or, learning new guidelines, learning new customer pain points. Those are my strengths. Now, I wouldn't say I have a weakness. But one thing that I used to do is I would do everything from memory when it came to our systems. And I learned that that's great for me, but it's not great for future employees that don't have like those written instructions for how to do something the way that I was doing it. So that was a really big learning lesson for me. And now I just try to document every single thing that I do, even if it's how to reboot a system. I put it, in written form. So yeah. And then you'll pause and see if they ask any questions or any follow-up. All right. So now another question they may ask is, tell me, how do you stay motivated? And the way that I would answer that question is, I like to stay motivated based on what our team goals are. When I know that we're hitting goals or I know that we're close to hitting goals, those things really motivate me. Obviously, customer feedback is something that helps me stay motivated. We definitely love to hear the positive feedback, and we also like to hear feedback about how we could improve. And so those are things that excite me because it allows me the opportunity to sometimes just be able to sit and listen, as opposed to giving the direction. So those are some of the things that motivate me. All right. So another question they may ask is, tell me about a time where you dealt with a rude customer. And what you don't want to do is say, well, you know what? I deal with rude customers every day and they're just such a headache. This is not the place for that. Okay. What you want to say is, well, in all honesty, I wouldn't say that I've dealt with rude customers. I'd say that I dealt with disappointed customers. Usually a customer isn't going to call in yelling and screaming because you're a bad person. They're going to call in doing that because they had a bad experience with our product or with our service. And so there was a time where I dealt with a customer that was really upset, and it was because they were supposed to get an iPhone delivered to their house so that they could go on vacation and take awesome pictures and that stuff. And the phone was not delivered in time. It was actually caught up like in transit or something. So what I did was I asked them what hotel they were going to be staying at, and she gave me the name of the hotel. And I actually was able to arrange to have the iPhone delivered at that hotel so that they wouldn't, miss out on the awesome opportunity to take photos and to just capture those memories. And so I'm happy I was able to turn that customer situation around. But yeah, like I said, I don't think customers are rude. I just think that most of the time they've had a bad experience that ultimately they're looking for us to make better. Right? You guys like how I answer these questions? Can you tell that I'm like really great at interviewing? I'm very confident about interviewing because I study these very questions before any job I've ever applied for. I always study these questions because they never change. So another question that you may get is, what ticketing systems or CRMs have you used? CRMs are customer relationship management systems. This is going to be different for everyone. Some of you have used Salesforce. Some of you may have used Zendesk or, I don't know, Remedy. So this is going to be based on your personal experience. All right. So I hope that you feel a lot more confident about applying for these jobs. I'm super duper excited for you. Let me know if you have questions. I do have the resume templates down below. Okay, I've done the resumes for the Amazon position, for Lululemon as well. We've got the resumes already here. If you need a resume, it's there for you. And let me know how I can help support you. Until the next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye.